Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 2025 cookie training. Can you believe it? We are in the 2025. Well, we're almost there. Cookie season. Where did the time go, right? But we're sorry we missed you at our in-person training. Had you been there, you would have talked a little bit with Diane Flanagan, our CEO, Cliff McBride, our board chair. You'd have met our awesome GSE ESC staff, and then of course I would be your host. So this does count as your cookie training. So if you have any additional questions, please contact Deborah. In fact, I will give you a whole list of people to contact depending on your question. So welcome, welcome. All right, if you haven't heard yet, we are still only $4 a box. And in fact, we are the only council in the country at $4 a box. Another thing with this, if you see that sign in the middle, we gave you all this sign that said still for in 2024. You guys can still utilize this. If you see the sticker on it that says 2025, we will be actually printing those stickers out. We will give them to you at our initial deliveries. So if you still have that sign, you can still utilize it. Like I said, we will be giving you all stickers. If you don't have this sign, we do have some extras. So we will have some of those as well when it comes time for initial delivery. So welcome. All right. So if you all were at SUDS, you would know that one of our awesome volunteers at SUDS wanted an easier way for you all volunteers to get all your information, because as we all know, our website can be a little difficult and at times frustrating to navigate. So literally while you all were suggesting this, I was texting Ashley Bearfield, who is our staff member. She's remote from San Antonio, Texas, and she was like, "Don't worry, Aggie, I got it." So this has been out since August 22nd, and I'm rambling here a little so that if you're not on the GSESC view, I really do urge you to scan that QR code that's in front of you and sign up, because this is where you will get your most up-to-date trainings, events, resources, programs. And in fact, while I've been at training, while I have this slide, I've been asking all our volunteers that are on the view how they like it, and every single one of them loves it. It does come out every other week. Our first one after today will be this coming Friday, and this PowerPoint will be on there as well, along with everything else that's coming up. So yeah, take advantage of that. Speaking of the view, coming in 2025, we are going to unroll this new program. It's not ours. We borrowed it from another council. It's called A Year in the Life of Juliet. And as you see this patch, these are our actual patches on the right bottom side where it says GSESC. It's the the middle, and then the rockers go around it. So once a month, starting in January, through the view, we are going to start releasing how you earn each one of those rockers. You don't have to wait. You can also earn them as you want. We have the patches. We have the patch program. It's being edited. It's being finalized at the moment. But it's up to you. We would like to have the girls earn it in a year. So I think that would be awesome. So look for that coming up. Also, if you did not place an order for gluten-free chocolate chip cookies, we still have some available. I would say between 60 to 75 cases left. So if you did not place an order, please get this form to Deborah as soon as possible. And just like this package, the form says they are $6 per package. So we will be $4 for all our other cookies, and this one will be $6. So no more need for quarters at a cookie booth. You're welcome. And also, this is the envelope that you will get from your service unit cookie manager. It is a double-sided envelope. The front is the left-hand side, as you see. It does have helpful step-by-step tips for the 2025 cookie season. On the back, it has, on the tab, it actually on top has our Cookie Council contacts. You will see Deborah Paisley, Ashley Bearfield, Danielle Sykes, and myself. You will also see on the back the cookie box sizes that have not changed in over a decade. You will also see the enhanced digital cookie experience that GSUSA has been working on, but I do have a slide on that I will talk about later. It has your important dates towards the middle of it. And then towards the bottom, it has online resources that do work. Ashley put them on there, and we she clicked on all the links and looked at everything, and everything's working. So they are active as at the moment. Please make sure you complete the Troop Cookie Manager form and turn it into Deborah Paisley as soon as possible. If you see on the right hand side, on the bottom, that's the back side of it. It does have Deborah's email there. You will need that because that is how you will get it to Deborah, and this is how we will give you access. And you'll want to do that as soon as possible because we do start the online sale on December 7th. So that's coming very, very short amount of time. So let's get on that one. And here are just a few reminders of that form that I just showed you. Of course, all those bullets that we have are important, but just to reiterate, troop money may not be kept in personal checking account. All troop funds must be deposited into the troop account. And of course, troops should never keep an internal spreadsheet on girls' fall or cookie profits as part of their checking account. Money earned is troop money and never retained by individual girls. And at the end of the day, the primary troop leader is ultimately responsible and accountable for troop funds. Also, this is the ACH form that you will need if you are a new troop or if you are a returning troop that has changed bank accounts. If you turned in order, actually, no, in order for you to participate, if you are a returning troop, you would have to have done your end of year troop financials. That is where we will get your ACH information from. So, like I said, unless you are a new troop or you're a returning troop and you have changed your bank account, we do not need this from you. This is what your cookie order form will look like. It is one per girl. This mini order card, we like to call it the dad card. This is an online only one. This one is already on our website. And they call it the dad card because a lot of the girls, I'm sorry, a lot of parents like to print it out. They hand it to dad, the dad folds it. But what's really cool about it is if you see at the bottom, it's got an empty box. I would put in there my daughter's QR code. And that way, in case of customers like, oh yeah, I want to order some, but I want to see what you have, instead of handing them and give this to the customer, they can just scan the QR code and look at all the different choices we offer. This is the rewards insert sheet. We will talk a little bit about it more. I do have a slide that'll go a little bit more into detail on our rewards, but this one is one per girl. You also will receive 4 receipt books per troop. We have plenty of receipt books. So if you need more, always contact your service unit cookie chair. If not, Deborah Paisley. We have plenty at the office. And then the Girl Scout money envelope. We did not know that they were going to stop making them. So you may not get any. However, that doesn't mean we don't have any. We have them in our office. We have tons and tons of them. So if you do need some, do not worry. We will have some available for your girls. We also will have one parent permission slip for girl. This one is in a carbon copy. We like to have it in a carbon copy so that your parents are aware what they are signing. If you see in the checkbox, it's there's little check boxes that Ashley included on the left-hand side before every single sentence. So make sure when you are training your parents that they acknowledge and know what they are signing for. So I would have them check off every single one of those boxes or maybe even initial next to each one. That way there's no confusion. And if they have questions, they can ask them at that time. You will also get 1 cookies for a cause flyer. That's the one on the left-hand side. It is in it's actually in a really nice glossy paper and it is in color. We like to do that so that you can promote it at your cookie booth. You can put it in behind a document holder or a sheet protector. It doesn't matter as long as you're promoting it at your cookie booth. It looks really nice. And then the raffle tickets on your right-hand side, that is for a customer who buys a case of cookies or more. Every time they do that, they enter to win a half-year supply or a year supply of Girl Scout cookies. And one thing that somebody actually shared with us at a training, which I think makes plenty of sense, is a lot of your customers do come from online digital cookies. So obviously they wouldn't fill out that form, but you would know that somebody purchased 12 boxes or more. So enter them into the raffle as well. They also purchased, if they purchased 12 boxes or more, because they should also be entered into that raffle. I'm going to leave this one here for a little bit just so that you can see all the really cool shop merchandise that we have. In fact, you all have loved it so much that we have actually sold out of quite a bit of things. So I'm going to leave this here for a bit and then I'll talk to you about our hot items in just a second. All right. So the number one item that sold out within like our second training was on the left hand side, towards the bottom. It's called the Panda Palm Beanie. Those beanies sold out. Our second training came and they were out. Also, our hot sellers is that new money pouch. It's just a nice color. It's just very updated, just as you see our cookie cart and the reversible rectangular tablecloth that we sold out of those. The other hot item has been that tabletop riser that actually, so it is cardboard, but it's very sturdy. We've been taking it to all our trainings, and it's so that you could put like one of each. I think it maybe a couple, not just one of each item, each box of cookies. But the one we're really excited about, you'll see it on the left hand side. It's kind of boxed in. It's called Embrace the Possibility Kit. That is a $10 package items. And the reason we did that was because we know that in our council, we have a lot of girls who do booths on their own with their parents. And we think that they should have items and supplies for their booth as well. So the Embrace Possibility Kit, as I mentioned, is $10. It comes with an acrylic document holder, has 4 templates. It has a reversible, it's a two-sided rollabana. It has the dry erase markers so the girls can actually write on that acrylic document holder and write on it whatever they'd like because it has gold charts. And then it has a patch key ring Embrace the Possibility written on it. All right, so we really, really hope to see you at our cookie rally that's coming up. It's going to be January 11th of next year, 2025, at the Riverbank Zoo in Columbia. We're very excited about this. It is $30 per person. We urge you to bring your grandma, bring dads, bring brothers, bring whoever you want. It is $30 a person, like I said. It does include the entrance, the fee to the zoo, which is 9 to 5. However, our rally will be from 10 to 1 at the Nadoki Lodge, just as it says right there. That's from 10 to 1. And then the rest of the time, you all can be with your troop and your girls and just enjoy that, the zoo. It also includes the cookie rally patch and it includes a snack voucher. So we hope to see you all there. Just like there's two fall product vendors, there's also two bakers. Our baker is ABC. ABC is the oldest with the most experience, and they've been around for 88 years. They were also the very first to develop an e-commerce site and a mobile app. They were also the first to develop a fat-free, vitamin-fortified, allergen-free, and gluten-free cookies. So they are always looking at what's going on, the trends, and trying to stay with the times when it comes to their cookies. We also have 3 bakery locations. They are in North Sioux, South Dakota, in Winona, Illinois, and we forget what city in Michigan, but we have our third one in Michigan. And then once those cookies are baked, they are taken to our distribution centers. Our distribution centers are in Indiana, Pennsylvania, Iowa, Nevada, and Kansas. So then the cookies are baked, right? And then they are taken to the distribution centers. But before that, the council does do a forecast. So since June, Diane and I have been talking to ABC to think about what our council is going to sell. They need our numbers and they need to, oops, let me go back real quick. Sorry. We need to forecast and predict what we think our council is going to do. And then once we're done with that, we have a production plan that's actually in the process right now. Then the ingredients are shipped to the bakers. Then they bake to our forecast. Then they are shipped to our local warehouse. And in fact, our cookies will arrive at our warehouse, I believe, next month. Next month in like 2 weeks, they will start arriving there. And I do believe it's about 106,000 cases that are going to start being delivered next week. Then the deliveries, just as so they are shipped to our warehouse. and then they are delivered to our volunteers and our cupboards. Then families pick up the cookies, the girls deliver and sell them, and then the consumer enjoys it. So it's a long process for one cookie. And then council ABC does have a whole bunch of council partners that they have. Some of them they have it was just a matter of they wanted to come to ABC because Little Brownie had distribution issues or inventory issues, but a lot of them, well, for whatever reasons, ABC did pick up a lot of councils. When Diane saw this list, it was actually a lot less, and she immediately contacted ABC and asked, "Is this going to have be a problem for us? Is it going to be okay?" And they told us that yes, and in fact, they guaranteed us, I believe, 10% more than what we sold the year before, which I will give you that number in a bit. ABC does serve as an extension of our council's team. Every time we are doing anything, ordering cookies, they're looking at our inventory just like we are. They're looking at our materials. They actually have all our materials. And when you call ABC, the help desk, they actually have like a cheat sheet for our council, and they're going to ask you what council you're with. And so they actually have just like this PowerPoint. They will probably have this PowerPoint to reference anything that you all may have questions about. All right, so now we're going to talk about the national per girl averages. Just so you all know, nationally, the per girl average did go down. I believe last year was about 226. It did go down to about 210. So when I'm showing you these numbers, also look at the girl participation rate, because yes, the per girl averages may be high, but I want you to really see those girl participation rates. So at number 5, with 475, we have Southern Nevada with a 73% girl participation rate. At number 4, with 477, it's Girl Scouts of the Desert Southwest, and they have a 72% girl participation rate. At number 3, with 542, we have Girl Scouts of San Gorgonio, and they have a 63% girl participation rate. At number 2, with 576 per girl average, that's Girl Scouts of Southern Arizona with a 51% girl participation rate. All right, guys, and just like Animal right here, gotta love Animal, right? Drum roll, please. Ba-ba-dum. All right, I want everybody's fist in the air. Even if I can't see you, I want you raising your fist in the air because we are still the champions, my friends. At number 1 with 676, Girl Scouts of Eastern South Carolina with an 87% girl participation rate. So yes, our per girl average did increase. But what I love about this is that our girl participation rate out of the top 5 is still the highest. So it's not just our per girl average. Our girls, 87% of our girls want to participate, and they are participating. So just as I mentioned, in 2023, our per girl average was 620. This past year, we were 676. That was an increase of 56 packages. And even more incredible is the year before, it was 47 packages. So every year since Diane and I have been here, we've just had great increases year after year. In 2023, the number of cases this council sold was 112,548. This past year, you all sold 120,240 cases, or 1,442,880 cases. Amazing. All right, now let's talk about our cookies. Our 5 core classics have remained the same: our caramel delights, peanut butter sandwiches, thin mints, peanut butter patties, and then our trefoils. And then, of course, our 4 additional crowd pleasers are the Adventurefuls, lemonades, toastiers, and caramel chocolate chip. ABC does offer healthful features like kosher, 5 vegan cookies, no preservatives. And if I'm not mistaken, unless something's changed, I do believe Little Brownie only offers the one gluten-free, vegan cookie, which is the Thin Mint. Also, lemonades are exclusive to ABC. Who does not love a lemonade cookie? Um, in fact, they are about 10% of a council's average mix, and that's for every council that is an ABC council. That's pretty big. That's pretty huge. And in fact, people love lemonade so much that Lemonades actually has its own Facebook page. If you don't believe me, look it up. You get some fun stuff off of Lemonade's Facebook page. And in case you all didn't know, this will be the final year for our Toastiers. Toastiers does sell an average about 5% of an average of the council's mix. Ours was the 6%, so not too much more, but it was 6%. So don't be surprised if you haven't already started seeing messaging around this, because this is will be our final year for our Toastier. So that means for our 2026 cookie season, we will have a new cookie. However, we are not sure what it is yet. We haven't been told. So we're just as impatient and uh, wanting to know what that is as you are. And just as I mentioned, our caramel chocolate chip gluten free is $6, so no more 50 cents. And of course, as we said, is made with real chocolate. It is resealable, but I don't know how anybody can reseal these cookies, because as soon as I open this, there's no resealing this thing. This is done once it's open. All right. So now I'm going to show you the cookie mix sales by variety. And if you see on the left hand side, that is the 2024 ABC average mix. Those are all the councils that are ABC. And on the right hand side, you will see ours, which is the council average mix. One of the things about these graphs you'll notice is, well, they always like to remind us. ABC loves to remind us that our council is so unique in the fact that our council sells more of the non-chocolate items than most councils. So, I mean, you could even see here the average sales mix of Thin Mints is 25%, ours is 22%. That's still high, and that we're still number one is our biggest seller is the Thin Mint, followed by the Caramel Delights. But as you see, it's not as high as the ABC average mix. And what you'll notice as well is that our peanut butter sandwich, the average mix is 8%, and ours is 11%. Same with the trefoils. That's 7% nationally, and ours is 11%. In fact, if you see here, these are the service unit percentages by cookie, and these are our top three sellers by service unit. This graph, I'll leave it here for a bit, but it's also on our website as well. And not only is it by this sheet, it's also by number of cookies sold and the percentages all the way, not just the top three, and then of course our top sellers. So thank you to Ashley for doing that for us. It is already on our website. But the reason I like to talk about this one is because we think, okay, we're going to go to a cookie booth. We need to have Thin Mints. We need to have Caramel Delights, and we need to have peanut butter patties. Absolutely. Those are nationally the top three. However, you'll see in some of our service units, for example, if you look at service unit 645 in Marion, their top seller is the trefoils, followed by the Caramel Delights. And then in third, we have a tie with the lemonades and peanut butter sandwiches. In service unit 643, which is Orangeburg, Thin Mints aren't even in the top three. Neither was in Marion. But for Orangeburg, for example, their number one cookie is a peanut butter sandwich, and then followed by trefoils, and then Caramel Delights. So the reason I say this is important is because we have a lot of top cookie sellers that want to go sell cookies elsewhere outside of their service unit, and that's okay, and we totally allow that. However, I just want you to make sure that you are taking the right mix, the right variety. And just like I showed you, this graph is on your cookie envelope. There has been no change in counts or weights in over a decade, even though, we have those customers that say, hey, these boxes keep getting smaller and smaller, but we all know that's not true. ABC also offers innovative packaging. As you see here in the middle of your screen, you see the Adventurefuls in the new eco packaging that will be going to the new packaging. However, since we are one of the first councils that puts in their initial order, I think we are going to be utilizing the first of they still have some of the box cookies, so the box packaging for the Adventurefuls. So I do believe we are still going to get that in our initial orders. However, if we have to order some more down the road later in the season, we will probably get the eco packaging for Adventurefuls. So just wanted you all to be aware of that. And then, of course, our theme is the same as it was for fall product, which is embrace possibility. And the mascot is the panda. And just as you see here, you can have already sample clip art. I'm sorry. In fact, we had a troop in Myrtle Beach that they actually did their hoodies for their shirts. Well, actually for their troop for the new cookie season, and they actually already have the panda on there, and they're so cute. There's also sample patterns and borders available. There's a door hanger in which also the girl can also put in her QR code. There's also the cookie lineup and allergen charts available. And then, of course, we have available online resources and digital cookie. This is that sheet that I told you is in the back of your cookie envelope. This is what GSUSA has promised that they have done. Some of the problems, bigger problems our council we saw was access. As you see here, the first one this year, users had trouble getting into digital cookie or troops and Girl Scouts were unable to set up sites. This year, digital cookie database has been updated to better handle changes. That update will resolve previous access issues. Also, data. The number of cookies sold was not updated nor did it match what the leader had entered in the Baker system. So this year, the progress bar on user dashboards have been simplified and feature a fresh design that now reflect updates in minutes. GSUSA also revamped the data transfer between digital cookie and the Baker system for faster updates. This year, our council has chose not to upload the rewards onto digital cookie just to avoid confusion. Because last year, a lot of parents were selecting the rewards on digital cookie thinking that the both systems talk to each other when in fact they don't. And just as a bonus, you will see at the bottom of your screen, it does say that Venmo and PayPal have been added to the mobile app and required fields have been reduced. We don't know how reduced they are, but from what I hear from troops at our trainings is that, whatever it is, we'll take it, right? Because it is a long process to fill in those fields. So these are our digital cookie shipped only sales. The number of packages that we sold were 42,576. That was an increase of 153 cases or 5%. I'll also tell you that most councils did not have an increase in overall sales, let alone digital cookies. So the fact that we had an increase in our sales and digital cookie, even though we had issues towards the beginning, is pretty good. And just as you see here, 3% of our total sales is digital cookie only. So it's not a big amount, but it is still a good amount for you all. 8.6% of average were of the per order was the average for our customers. And then we did sell 1,066 packages for Cookie Share or our Cookies for a Cause program. The great thing is that our 2025 shipping costs are remaining the same as this past year. If a customer buys 4 to 8 packages, they will have to pay an additional $12.99 on top of the cookie price. And if they buy 9 to 12 packages, it is $14.99. So it's not too bad, and I'm so glad that they were able to keep them the same. So there's also all these tools available for you, and you don't even have to have access to smart cookies yet. I'll show you, I believe, on the next slide where they are. So you can access smart cookies training. There's also a volunteer Facebook page. There's also an ABC YouTube channel. And you're going to love that ABC YouTube channel. If you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor and look at it. It basically has every single item, everything that you will need to do for your sale. They have a video on how to do it. They also have the ABC image library. Basically, all pretty much any image that you've seen on this PowerPoint is in that Flickr library. That's where we got it from. And then the digital guides and cookie resources will be available. Just as I mentioned, if you already go to the ABC Smart Cookies landing page, even though you don't have a login, you do not have to log in. If you see those yellow boxes on the top, that's what you can access that already. And then the logos on the top right-hand side, those are the logos for what I just talked about that you can access. So like I said, even though you don't have access, you can already log in. There's also volunteer online resources that are available for you. These resources were also on your cookie envelope. But more importantly, I do ask that you share with your parents and your girls that there are resources, free resources that they can use as well. So they can look at the cookie varieties, clip art and cookie images, activity tips and how-tos, the ABC Facebook page, and then Spanish materials. If you have families that are Spanish speaking, they can also utilize that and see what resources they are for them as well. Smart Cookies, the platform was developed and is supported by IBM. Just like before, this is where you're going to go in to do basically everything for your troop, from a planned order to transfer cookies to your girls, transfer cookies to another troop, do your cookie booths, do your rewards, all of that stuff, all of that is still in Smart Cookies. ABC's help desk has changed. Before it used to be 24 hours a day. They do have new hours now. It is from 9 a.m. to midnight Eastern Standard Time. I'm not sure why they changed it from 24 hours a day, but let's be respectful, I guess, of their time. I'm assuming that's what happened. So if you are up one of those that like to do things in the middle of the night, I mean, you can still do it, right? But there's nobody there to help you in case you need in case you have questions. But there are those videos, as I mentioned, and you can also look at those, and maybe that'll answer your question. All right, recognitions and troop proceeds. So just like before, the troops will receive 85 cents per package. The service units do receive 1 cent per package sold by girls in their service unit, and that does not include delinquent packages. And just as a reminder, that funds stay in the service unit in which they were earned. Speaking of troop money, what are some ways to spend it? During the last, I believe, 3 weeks of cookie trainings, you all have told us some amazing ways you spend it, from troop events to Great Wolf Lodge to buying a trailer for your camping supplies to buying uniforms to sending girls to camp, all that really cool stuff. That's what this is for. Membership, and of course, programs. I did not list all the programs because we have so many programs coming up. And I really hope that you are on the view so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. We have so many new and exciting programs coming your way. All right, banking and finances. So in order for your troop to participate, you do need to turn in your troop cookie manager form and the ACH form if you're new or if you changed troop. Like I mentioned, if you turned in your end of year financials, you do not need an ACH form because we already have your information. Once the girls start turning money into you or their parents, I'm sorry, make sure you are depositing that money into your troop bank account. Remember that any NSF checks do need to be submitted by email to Jackie Jackson within 7 days of notification. Any discrepancy reports need to be emailed to Jackie as well by March 28th. Council is going to have 3 ACHs. The first ACH is February 14th, and we are going to ACH 35% of your initial order and your first week of planned orders. The system ABC Smart Cookies automatically generates that amount. A lot of you, it was so funny because a lot of you were emailing us saying, hey, I got an email, but it says I owe 0. That was correct. The reason that was correct is because we actually credited your troop for any purchases with the Smart Cookies credit card processing system. The second ACH will be March 14th, which is a month after the first one, and it will be 35% of your second week of planned orders. And then April 11th will be the remaining balance. All right, so now I'm going to talk about the discrepancy report. If you do have a parent that does not turn in money or not all of it, you must turn in this form. However, there have been some changes that have been made. The council will no longer take on troop delinquencies. And it's unfortunate that we can't do that anymore, but the parent delinquency amount has just escalated over the years, and the council can no longer take on that those amounts. However, the council does ask to turn it in so that you are not a debt collector for your troop. Basically, we will be the cookie debt collector for your troop. And we have actually had some successful stories. In fact, Diane actually a couple weeks ago signed some checks for some parents who turned in the rest of their money and we actually gave the troops their portions back. And the reason we're not able to do that either is because our council deductible has increased from $1,000 per claim to $25,000 per claim. So what would happen before is Diane, and we're still going to go to the report to the police if we have to. However, we can no longer claim it on our insurance because we utilized that. Our claim went from $1,000 a claim to $25,000 per claim. So we are asking that you are more cautious when giving product to the girls. So when you give the girls money, I'm sorry, when you give the parents um, boxes, cookies, make sure they are giving you money in return. Our cookie debt collection procedures are as follows. The debt is worked by our product program department through a series of phone calls and emails. And when I say product program department, I mean Deborah Paisley. Deborah will be contacting you and you want to talk to her. If she's going to be asking you, do you still have cookies? What's going on? And the reason you want to talk to her is because let's say the reason the money is still owed is because you have a lot of cookies left. We sometimes get emails and calls from people looking for cookies, so to help you and get some off of your hands. However, if you are not contacting her, then after a while, she's going to turn in the debt to our volunteer management department. And she is going to send you a letter removing you as a troop leader. And believe it or not, that's usually when we hear from leaders. If the leader is the one that owes us the money, they are confused as to why they are no longer the troop leader. But even if at that point the leader is not um, communicating with Michaela, then it is turned into our finance department. And Jackie is actually going to send 2 collection letters via certified mail. And then if still nothing, no communications, we do file a police report for theft for what is owed to the council and what is owed to the troop. Just as I mentioned, the online sale does start December 7th. That is direct ship only. The girl delivery portion will not even be available once it starts. The sale does start January 18th. That is when girls and parents can officially start selling cookies via social media or even on the order card. Believe me when I tell you, if somebody is pre-selling, I will find out because somebody will always tell me. And the sale does end March 16th. And we also know that the purpose of selling Girl Scout cookies is more than just selling cookies. It's also a way for the girls to learn the 5 skills that will get them through life, which are goal setting, decision making, money management, people skills, and business ethics. Also, please make sure that when you have a chance during the cookie sale or even the fall product sale, that you are working on these badges and pins. A lot of times, especially if you see that third tab, the Cookie Entrepreneur Family Pin, I don't know if you all know this, but those requirements are at GSUSA's website. And that is a pin that is earned by the family because a lot of it, in order for a successful sale, the family does need to be invested and involved. And so most of the times, I would say 98%, 99% of the time, these girls are already doing these requirements with their family. So make sure that they are being writing them down and knowing what they're doing so that way they can get a pin because these pins are also transferable from uniform to uniform and I think they just look really pretty. So make sure you guys are letting your parents know about these pins as well. So I'm not going to go over every important date because I'm sure I cover every single important date in this PowerPoint. The most important date has already passed though, and that is that the girls must be registered by November 21st. Now, even though it has passed, this is the Thanksgiving holiday break. So this week we are just cleaning up data. So make sure that your girls are registered. And especially if you have girls who have transferred out of your troop. If they are no longer in your troop and belong to another troop, those are the ones that we need the those are the priority ones because once they start selling, yes, we can transfer them to another troop. However, there is more work and it does take longer and it's a more frustrating process. And we want those girls to be able to sell as soon as the sale starts. So if you need help with that, we do ask anything, any issues regarding digital cookies, we do ask that you contact Ashley Bearfield. All right, so now I'm going to talk a little bit about rewards. At the 1300 level, these two new options were actually an idea from a volunteer, and we're excited. So the 1300 level, one of the options is the Savannah Day Trip, which is a train ride from Charleston or even Florence to Savannah. And we're going to do a bunch of little fun things there in Savannah, but we have more details coming on that. Or they can also, if they're a graduating high school senior, they can also choose to get their lifetime membership paid for. At the 2000 level, we kept the Crocs and the Loungeflies because our girls love their Loungefly, and they love the Crocs. At the 2500 level, we did add an American Girl doll choice or a Kodak camera bundle. At the 3500 level, the girls, they love to cruise, and so do we, and they have so much fun. But they could choose the Carnival Cruise or a 3D printer or the Disney Cruise Fast Pass. And I will talk about in a bit what that means. At the 4500 level, we are going to take the girls to see Wicked on Broadway in Charlotte on October 5th. And that was chosen by the girls as well. We took the girls to see The Lion King this past year, and as we were walking out, they saw the marquee for the Wicked coming, and they asked if it was possible to take them. And so we looked at the dates, and it works. So that was a girl choice as well. And then at 6200, we do have the Disney cruise. On the back of that form, you will see all this information, and in that pink box, that is very important. We do ask that the girls and parents should read the rewards detail section before selecting reward. You will see on there the value of each of like the gift cards, like the Crocs, the American Girl doll, the Loungefly. You will see the date for that Savannah day trip. You will see the value of a Sandy Ridge week, the value of a day camp. You will see all of that, and that's very important because, as it states right here, once the rewards are chosen and submitted by the leader on March 28th, they cannot be changed. Okay. And just as a reminder, this is not new because that's been there forever. But if a parent is delinquent, a girl is no longer entitled to rewards and only currency once it is paid in full. And then we do have the same process for currency. Currency can be used for membership, the shops, any troop event, any service unit event, any council event, any Girl Scout programmatic item. It does expire December 15th, which reminds me, and it should remind you as well, if you have girls out there that still have currency, make sure they use it because they're about 2 weeks away before they expire. And the process will be the same. Ashley has created this FAQs on currency. And just like before, if it's something that's done internally, like a membership or shop, GSUSA, any council event, we will take care of it internally. But if it is an item that is out of our council, for example, a kayak or let me see. Oh, like a Camp Wayback, that would have to be paid for first. Then you submit the receipt, and then Ashley will submit a check request to reimburse you. So our 3500 level cruise will be the Carnival Freedom, and it will be from July 14th through the 19th. And that one is cruising from Port Canaveral to Grand Turk and Bimini, Bahamas. And we do have a lot of parents who like to go but at their cost, and we already have some rooms blocked. So if you are interested on seeing how much it costs, you can contact Danielle already. At the 1300 level, this is the one we're so excited. We have so many choices. This is where the girls can select a week at Sandy Ridge or 1 week at our council day camps or our new older girl experience camp that I have a slide on, and I will talk about what that is, or the Savannah day trip on April 12th, or the lifetime membership for graduating seniors, or currency. These are our day camps, and these are the actual dates in which they will be next year. They are from 9 to 4 and they are all different. We do include lunch and snacks. And the reason we did this is because we have been hearing from volunteers saying, well, if I would have known that they were going to be doing that, I would have sent my daughter to this day camp. A lot of people thought we just babysat them and we had them making arts and crafts. No, that is not what we do. It is fun filled days where they have a drop off and we are go, go, go every single day. For example, this Charleston one, that is not what we will do next year. That is the date for next year. But this, I just wanted to give you all an example of what we did this year. We went to Topgolf. We did a fire department museum tour. We did the tea plantation. We went to Flight. We went to a water park. We went to Eudora Farms, and then we had a fun day. But what I'm very excited about is the new older girl experience camp that will be out of the Charleston area. It is for cadets through ambassadors, and it is June 15th through the 20th. And we're still not sure where we are going to stay yet, whether it's a KOA or an Airbnb, but there'll be more details to come on that. But basically, that's exactly the title is exactly the whole point of this program. It is an older girl experience camp. We want to open the girls' eyes to career possibilities. Maybe there's something that sparks their interest, and this would be a good career path for them to take. So we are going to do well. It would be like a resident camp. They would arrive on Sunday night, Sunday in the evening, not Sunday night, Sunday in the evening, and then you all would not pick them up until Friday. And some of the items or places we're thinking of going is like it says here, nursing or clinical lab, automotive services, computer programming, food industry, and then an animal clinic. So there's more to come on that, but we are very, very excited on that. Also, the 6200 cruise will be June 8th through the 13th, and that is from Port Canaveral to Nassau, Castaway Cay, and Lookout Cay. And the same as before, if you are thinking that your girl would want to go that and you want to go as well at your price, you can contact Danielle, and she already has some rooms reserved. And what I love about this is that this was not our idea. The girls on the cruise wanted to go to Disney. You know, every year when we have our top sellers, we ask them, what are we going to do next year? Where are we going to go? They were the ones saying, we want to go on a Disney cruise. And Diane said, all right, guys, I would love to have that happen. However, it is literally double the cost of this one. And so they were, of course, our girls are not going to take no for an answer. And they went thought about it and they came back and they said, all right, guys, all right, Diane. So what if we were to forego the 3,500 level cruise? So instead of going on 2 cruises, we only go on 1 cruise, but we're going on a Disney cruise. And so Diane said, yep, I love that idea. We can make it happen. So that is how that is happening because the girls will not go on both cruises. They'll only go on this cruise level. And Diane's also talking about for next year going international. And she actually talked about going to Pax Lodge in London. So our mascots, our small panda, her name is Baobei, which means precious. Our large panda, her name is Maylin, and that means beautiful orchid. And our giant panda, her name is Rhonda, and she is named after our top cookies for a cost seller. And the way the girls can earn Rhonda, the other 2 are earned by selling cookies. And I guess Rhonda is too, but it doesn't matter how many they sell to earn Rhonda. Every single girl that sells cookies, no matter how much they sell, will enter a raffle, and then we will do a live Facebook raffle, and only 1 girl will win her. And cookie booths do start on January 24th. Just like before, only staff, product sales committee members, service unit cookie chairs can approach businesses for booths unless you are asked. Any adult supervising a booth must be a current registered member, and that does include our dad. All girls must be offered the opportunity to participate, and that doesn't mean they have to, that just means that they are offered that opportunity. Also, if you need to cancel a booth, we're actually going to talk a little bit about that in a later slide. No illegal roadside booths, no tag-alongs, and of course, always prepare your booths for your parents for the booths. Illegal cookie booths are just that. If it is not in Smart Cookies, it is an illegal cookie booth. A lemonade stand is when a girl sets up her table or wagon in front of their residential house, or like Nana's house or their aunt's house because they have more traffic. That's okay. But as long as it's a residential house, it's not a park or a business, because that would just be considered a cookie booth. And that does not need to go in Smart Cookies. A parent guardian booth is a booth that is for a parent, a guardian, and that they can have their daughter or daughters. They cannot have another Girl Scout from another family. Okay. And then troop only booths are still available. That's if, for example, a church or a school said, "I want to support your troop, but I can only support your troop," or a mom and pop store. Those are considered troop only booths, and you would contact Ashley for these booths. However, she's going to give you instructions on how to upload that booth yourself in Smart Cookies, and it's very, very easy. However, she will not approve those until the final round of cookie booths. And the reason for that is because if she were to go ahead and approve it now, that would count as one of your cookie booths, and we don't want that. We don't want you to have as many cookie booths as you can have. So what do you do when you arrive and leave a booth? If you are the first to arrive, make sure you check in with the manager and say, "Hey, I'm here. My name is Aggie. I'm from Troop 5. Where would you like for me to set up?" As always, prepare your girls and your parents, right, for the cookie booth etiquette. So that means staying out of the way of customers. Make sure that you view any notes by a store manager. If there are any, they would be in there and Smart Cookies. And also, if you are the last day of the troop, you should check out with the manager as well. Go in there and say, "Thank you so much for allowing Girl Scouts to be here." And also, please, 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 so important, please take your trash with you. Do not leave cases of cookies there. Do not leave your trash. It should be as if Girl Scouts were never there. All right, more on cookie booths. So it was decided that our premium booths for our council all are Walmarts and neighborhood Walmarts. And so that means that for round 1 and round 2, 2 of your 5 selections can be premium booths. And also, just so you know, Sam's Clubs will be added on the final cookie booth round. There are only 3 Sam's Clubs in our entire council, and we want to make it fair, so we are going to upload that until the final round. So, cookie booth round 1 is January 10th through the 12th, starting at 7 p.m. Troops can select 5 booths in their service unit. Round 2 is January 14th, 7 p.m. as well. You have another 24 hours to select an additional 5 booths in your service unit. And just so you know, if you do select a booth that is not in your service unit, it will be deleted. Okay? You are not even going to get a warning. We are just going to delete it. And then round 3, at January 17th, 7 p.m., the booths will remain open until the end of the sale. And troops can select as many booths in any location in our council. However, I will say one thing is, please be a sister to every Girl Scout. Just because that booth is available doesn't mean you need it. I mean, you can grab it, absolutely. But if you do know that you cannot fill that booth, please delete it. Please be a sister to every Girl Scout when selecting booths and in releasing booths. This is one thing we are going to do next year. The council is going to email you your booths every Thursday, okay? Because if you need to cancel it, this is your time. You review that email, you review your booths, and then you contact your parents and you say, "Are we doing it? Are your girls sick? Do they have anything else to do?" If they do, please cancel it in Smart Cookies. Troops will be contacted by the council if there is repeat no-shows and you do not communicate with us, and if it is done repeatedly. I love that you all talk to each other and communicate on this Girl Scouts of Eastern South Carolina cookie managers. However, what I do not want to see anymore is that, as you see here on this screenshot, this has actually happened last year. I had a troop that on the same day, same person, released on one day Kimbro's, Lowe's, and Walmart. And then literally the next day released Walmart, another neighborhood Walmart, Lowe's Home Improvement, another Walmart in Moncks Corner, and another home improvement the day of the booth. And I did read the comments, and the comments said, "Oh my gosh, what happened? Are your girls sick?" And the comment from the leader was, "No, they had something better to do, or they had something else to do." That is unacceptable, and that will not be allowed to happen. If this continues to happen, we'll have to revisit on how we select booths, and I don't want to do that. I want our girls to be successful and meet their goals, but this is not being a sister to every Girl Scout. So I do ask that when you get that booth, that email from Ashley every Thursday, that you please review it. And if you are not going to fulfill those booths, please release them. All right. So our cookie booth bash this year is going to be, the theme is Embrace Possibility, and it will be the weekend of February 21st through the 23rd. The top 3 winners will win a gift certificate to our council shop. What you would do is you would decorate your booth in this theme of Embrace Possibility, and you would send pictures to me by March 28th. I will then put all of these pictures in a Word document, and I send it to the board of directors, and they are the ones who choose our winners. First place will win a pizza party, and Diane, our CEO, will be there, and so am I. And sometimes our board chair will go as well. And they are also the first troop, and the first people actually to see our rewards for the next year, and they give us their input as well. These were our winners this past year. From first place from West Ashley was Troop 622. Second place from Greater Dorchester was Troop 5510. And third place from Hartsville was Troop 1502. One of the things we are going to do this year, next year, is we are going to celebrate our high school graduating seniors. So if your troop has a senior who this will be her last year selling cookies, we want to know. This QR code is active. It's also on our website. So scan the code and submit it. We want to surprise that senior and show up at her booth with possibly some flowers and a certificate. And we just want to have a good time and thank them for all of their hard work as Girl Scouts. Your troop initial orders are due by December 10th. Service unit initial orders, you would have until the 11th to assist troops. For a troop that is ordering 800 or more, they can still have their cookies delivered to the location they choose, whether it's their house or a storage unit, it's up to them. But it does have to be 800 cases or more, and there is no combining with other troops. The warehouse will deliver these cookies between January 3rd through the 18th, and we do ask that you are patient. And we are working hard with the warehouse so that they can give you all a better window as to when they are taking your cookies. The initial if you're not ordering 800 cases or more, when it's time for you to pick up your cookies, no matter where you are, make sure your vehicles are as empty as possible. Do not show up with Nana and groceries and the soccer equipment, because you're going to be making lots of trips and you don't want that. Also, avoid bringing children for the safety of everyone. And if I could not stress it enough, is to bring another adult as counter for your cookies. Because once your vehicle has been loaded and you have signed for them, you are responsible for them. So you need to make sure that you note any discrepancies before you leave. ABC has been kind enough to do this spreadsheet. It's kind of not a spreadsheet, but this work form for you, I guess. If you don't have it, obviously you don't have it because you were not at our training. The way you would get this is you would contact Deborah Paisley and ask her for yours. This has your sales for the 2024 cookie season. And if you see right down kind of towards the middle, it says 2025 potential order, and it's a 70% suggestion. And the reason we do a 70% suggestion is because 70% of your sales do come in the first 3 weeks of the cookie program. But before you do that, review it. Is this good? Is this not enough? Is it too much? Make sure if you have any edit, put it on this, sign it, and then send it to me, and I will put in your order for you. You do not have to do that, but if you want to be done, and you're like, yep, I'll let the council deal with it, you can go ahead and do that. If we have troops who are new, we also have a spreadsheet. If you see at the bottom, the tabs have the instructions, and they go from Daisy all the way through Ambassador, and then there's a group tab. The only thing you would have to do here is where it's yet highlighted in yellow on top, you would enter the number of girls registered in your troop based on either whether it's a group or based on the level. And the reason you want to do that is because this is based on our council's per girl averages. So that is kind of a start. But again, if you feel like it's too much, you make your own edits and you can enter it on your own, as I mentioned, or sign it, turn it into a me, and I will place your order for you. Once you pick up your initial order and you run out of cookies and you're like, oh my gosh, I need more cookies, you are going to place a planned order in Smart Cookies. And just like last year, you will have to place a planned order every Saturday to pick up cookies the following week. Those planned orders are due by 11:59 p.m. on Saturday night so that the warehouse and the council can plan accordingly and make sure that you have all the cookies that you need for the following week. So I'm going to leave this here for a little bit so you can see our cookie cupboards. All right, on the top, you see our initial delivery only. That's for the Charleston area. That is where you are mega drop. That's where you would pick up your cookies on January 18th. The rest of them, as you see down below, those are our cookie cupboards. The council cookie cupboard for the Charleston area will be at our Charleston office, Tuesdays from 10 to 5 and Thursdays from 10 to 7. The Florence cupboard will remain the same. It is at the Florence location in that warehouse that they have on the first floor. That will be Tuesdays and Thursdays from 10 to 5. The Myrtle Beach cupboard, it is a new location that is at the Waccamaw Mall. And it's also the parking lot. You will see the storage units set up like you did last year, but again, different location. That will be Wednesdays and Fridays from 10 to 5. The Orangeburg cupboard, you will work with Retta to get cookies because there's a new process. The Beaufort cupboard will also be run by council just like last year, and the council will communicate those delivery dates with troops. And then Hilton Head cupboard will work with Amanda and Pat to get cookies as well. For social media, as always, make sure you are reading and following the guidelines from GSUSA. Make sure you are looking at all the digital marketing tips on GSUSA's website. Have the girls and parents sign the Girl Scout Internet Safety Pledge. And also, as always, never post to eBay, Facebook Marketplace, or Facebook Swap, or etc. You can post on your own personal Facebook page or closed community groups. If it is an open group, it is not allowed. As always, you make sure you adhere to all conditions from Digital Cookie, our council, Smart Cookies, GSUSA, or an ABC. As always, make sure that there is a girl involved in all levels of the cookie sale. There should never be a booth with two parents, right? There should always be a girl at a booth. But what we find funny is sometimes we get phone calls saying, oh, there's two adults, but when we show up, it's actually one of our ambassadors. And it happens more often than not, where people just don't know that Girl Scouts are not just daisies and brownies, that they go all the way up to our ambassadors. Also, there should store employees and adults cannot sell cookies on behalf of the girl. Just as I mentioned, there should always be some kind of involvement when selling Girl Scout cookies. So where do you go to get help? Of course, the ABC Smart Cookies Help Center is always there for you. This PowerPoint, if you're looking at it now, it's probably on the view already or on our website. Your service unit cookie chair. Deborah Paisley is for questions and forms. Ashley Bearfield for booths, reports, questions about digital cookie. And then Danielle Sykes is our Florence and Myrtle Beach representative. I cannot stop for questions and answers. I'm sorry. So if you have them, please direct them, as I mentioned, to the ladies I talked about. I thank you so much. This does count as being trained for the 2025 cookie season. So as I said earlier, the first thing you need to do is fill out the Troop Cookie Manager form, send it into Deborah so that we can give you access. Because if we do not have that form, you will not have access. But I believe that's it. Thank you so much. It will be 2025 before we know it. And I know we are going to have another amazing and successful sale thanks to you all. And I thank you in advance for all your hard work. And just as always, we are here for you. We are in this with you, and let us know how we can help. Have a good one and happy holidays.